So let's start with this class, yes? May the 15th, and we have to finish unit 4 from the book. So here we are. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Well,
Yes.
fantastic. So in this unit, we're dealing with nature. To start with this class, we're going to do some speaking related to personal experiences, okay? Here is a list of questions, and I want you to choose one and try to talk about it, okay? Have you ever been afraid of a storm? Have you ever been snowed in? Have you ever had a head stroke? Have you ever been in a flood? Have you ever skied on a patch of ice? Have you ever seen lightning strike? Have you ever lost your way in fog? Or have you ever been in or on a rough sea? Okay, choose one of these and be ready to talk about it. Do you have any doubt?
Yes, what is head stroke?
Head stroke. Well, look at the picture. That is head stroke. The equivalent
Okay.
is insolación, yes? That is head
Yeah.
stroke. A heat stroke,
Okay.
the pronunciation.
Sheets.
Heat stroke. Who wants to start?
What is the meaning of path of ice?
A piece of ice.
A piece of
Imagine
ice?
you're walking and there's some ice on the ground and you slip over.
Ah, okay, accidentally.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Maybe not here in this part of the country because it's never snows. But in some places where it snows, it's possible to ski on a patch of ice. Then look at number 8, that is to be in or on a rough sea. You know what rough sea is when the sea is, how can I explain it to you? When there is a lot of wind and the waves are moving quickly, okay? Maybe in during a storm that happens. And there's a difference between in and on that I want to put clear is that to be in means that is to be under the surface. For example, a submarine travels in the sea or travels, or and I can say, for example, the divers are in the sea or were at the bottom of the sea. And then we have on, that is to be on the surface. Okay, that is to travel from one place to another by boat or yacht. Okay, that is to be on a rough seas when you're on a boat or something like that. That is to be on the surface. So, Lucas, pick one and talk about it, yes?
Okay. Have you ever been in a flood?
Okay, have you ever been in a flood? In a flood?
Yeah. Yes. When I was a child, we were with my family in a place where I born, that is called Monteros. Our house went in a flood, as all the houses there, all the city, and it was a very strong flood that unfortunately a lot of people loses their houses and their things. And I remember that day that I was very child and I was very afraid. And as my mother is a doctor, she had to go and help people, and we had to stay alone at the house with my brothers. Uh, it's okay?
Okay. Yes, well done. Yes. Well, many mistakes, not many, but there are some mistakes there. For example, at the beginning, my house was in a flat, okay? Was
Okay.
in a flat. And then you had, we were very child, we were very young, okay?
Okay.
We were very young. And I don't remember the others. I have to write them, okay? But no, there were, my mom had to help people, something like that. I don't remember what you said, but my mother had to go and help some people. Okay, what about, I think you said a strong flat. I think it is a very bad flat would be correct, or a bad after a flat after a torrential rain. Okay, that
Okay.
could be your mistakes. Okay, but well done. What I wanted you to pay attention, obviously, you know, because it is a topic that we have already covered, is how you turned from present perfect to past simple. Okay, you just answer the question, and that is correct in present perfect. In this case, you said yes, and that's it. You could have said yes, I have, or yes, I have once been in a flat. Those are options. And then you start your retelling in the past simple, okay? That is the way in which we shift or we turn from one tense to the other. Remember that um, you use present perfect to talk about experiences in general, but then when go in deeper details, you turn into the past simple. That is well done. Just a revision. So let's see, Daniela, you tell me the number and I'm going to make the question.
Okay, number 6.
Okay, have you ever seen a lightning strike?
Uh, it is like un rayo, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, maybe 3 years ago or 2 years ago, we were here at home at my house with my mother, my siblings, and my cousin. We were having some mate together. It was raining, and suddenly we listened to a hard sound, like an explosion. And one of my cousins started to run because he got really afraid. And we saw that the lightning stroke, it's okay,
Yes.
had
Okay.
had a
Oh,
stroke.
no.
Stroke.
Oh,
It,
okay. It is heart stroke because it happened before the moment you're explaining. Yes, it had
yes,
stroke.
had stroke in a house next to us. It was an awful sound, like an explosion, and we ears started to feel like un zumbido.
A buzzing sound.
That's all.
Okay. Well done. Let's see.
Okay.
At my mother's house, you said,
Mm-hmm.
you said at my mother's house, and you
Mm.
say in my mother's house, and you can
Okay.
say at home. Okay, you use at with home and in with house. Okay, in my mother's house. Then you said we listened to a hard sound. Maybe we heard a hard sound. You use
Okay.
listen when you're paying special attention to something. That is, for example, to listen some music. Okay.
Okay.
You weren't okay. It was unexpectedly, so I think it is here is better than listen. And a
Okay.
hard sound, maybe a crashing sound. That's correct. Crashing sound. It's a crash. Okay, but very well done, yes. And
Okay,
then what
thank
you
you.
said that I corrected while you were speaking, that is a buzzing sound, that is a zumbido. Buzz, like
Bus.
buzz, yeah, B-U-Z-Z. That's the verb to express that kind of sound, like a vibration, yes? Well done.
Okay, thank you.
And what about you, Carla? Pick one, and I'm going to ask the question.
Number 6.
Okay, so have you ever seen lightning strike again? Well, tell us about it.
Yes, I have seen one. One night, about 6 or 7 years ago, I was in my home with my husband and my little child, the first one. Only I have the first one. I think that it's longer time, um, about 10 years ago. Um, uh, One night, it was a strong storm, electrical storm, and there were a lot of lightning strike. One of them um, uh, exploded in the fan that we had in the roof of the bedroom. Um, we were very afraid of that, and my husband, my little child, and me were in the bed. Um, it was very bad for us, bad experience.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. So, well, again, at my home, you said at the beginning, we were at my home. This we were at home. Uh,
Okay.
the fact is that before home, we never use any article or adjective or possessive. We just say at home, we were at home. And if I want to use a possessive, we can use house. We were in my house, okay? In that case, it could be correct. Then you said, I think longer time, maybe you can say, I think it was so long ago, many years ago, so long ago.
Okay.
An electrical storm, it was an electric storm. Yes, electric storm. Exploded in the fan. I would say it hit in the fan. Okay, it hit in the fan. And it was a bad experience. That's correct, but I would say it was, maybe you can use another adjective to make it stronger. I would say it was a traumatic or a shocking experience. But is correct, okay? But for the sake to make it more descriptive and to intensify the meaning of the experience, you can use some other adjective, okay? But well done, thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, is anybody else there? No,
Yes,
not yet.
yes,
Oh, good morning. Good morning, Silvana. How are you?
hello.
Okay, we're doing this piece of speaking activity. Please pick a question and I'm going to ask it to you.
Okay, number 7.
Okay, have you ever lost your way in fog?
Yes, I have been once. Before the quarantine, I was coming back to Jujuy by car. And I learned driving only 2 years ago, so I have a bit practice in route, and near of Perico started to rain a lot, and there was fog So I couldn't see well, and the night and the night started, so there are a few light. So I followed the other cars in order to maintain the way.
Okay. Okay, let's see. So I have been once, maybe you can say, yes, okay, I have, in this case, I have lost my way once, okay?
Okay.
Or I have been in a fog once, maybe. Then you said, I learned driving 2 years ago. In that sentence, I think it is quite appropriate to use I had learned driving, because you're talking an experience in the past that happened before the quarantine started, and then you shift or you change to a period or a time before that in the past. So remember,
Okay.
when we talk about actions that happened before another action in the past, there it is where we use the past perfect.
Okay.
Okay, the night started. I would say it was late in the evening, or it was night, but there you could also use it was pitch black to express
Okay.
the situation using the vocabulary we were learning. Because then you say there are few lights,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe there you were talking in the past, so the first mistake is the time, the present. Yes, the time, that is, there was a little light, because light is uncountable, so there you should use little instead of few. Few is for
Okay.
countable nouns.
Mm-hmm.
And to maintain the way, that is to keep the way,
Okay.
or to follow my way, that is better, even better.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Anybody else? I don't know who's connected, that's why. No? Okay, so let's go on. Well, here it is when we're going to finish with narrative tenses. This is the idea of this exercise, is for you to revise what you've learned during the 2 or 3 classes, the 2 or 3 yes, classes, and well, we're going to complete this activity. Here we have 3 examples related to the past, and we're going to complete these blanks, okay? So let's see, who wants to try the first example? Maybe
I can.
Lucas? Okay, Daniela?
Yes. Gottfried Leibniz and Isaac Newton developed the mathematical we call calculus at about the same time in the 17th century, although their versions were slightly different. However, Newton was sure that he was first and Leibniz copied him.
Yes. Look, develop, that is perfect, okay? It is a time in the past, a finished and completed action in the past. Then I think that you realized about the mistake that was there. Although their versions, it should be in plural. It is my mistake. Their versions were. That is why you chose were. That's correct. And then when you say, however, Newton was sure that was first, and that Leibniz had copied him. Okay.
Okay, yes.
Another
Sorry, teacher.
action. Yes?
How do you pronounce calculus?
Calculus.
Calculus.
Calculus. Okay?
Okay.
That's the
Thank you.
pronunciation. Calculus. Well done. What about your part? Yes.
Teacher,
Tell me.
a question.
Yes.
I think that in the second gap, the correct word is was, because the sentences is talking about the version, one version of two scientists.
Oh, maybe yes. Maybe that's how should I say? That's correct. But I think that I'm going to check it because I took it from a book. So now I'm going to tell you. There is a doubt that I
Okay.
have. Maybe it was a mistake or not. But just let me check it. It is true what you
Because
say.
because if we put where version must finish with s.
Well, yes, and that is what I just said. That is my mistake. I wrote it badly. Okay,
Okay.
I wrote it incorrectly, and yes, I wrote it incorrectly because here in the book it says their versions. Okay, so that
Okay.
was
Okay.
my mistake. Okay, okay, thank you anyway. Can you try the second example, Carla, please?
Yes.
Let's see.
The Wright brothers made the first powered flight in 1903, but only 4 men and a boy uh, have seen their plane fly until Wilbur Wright until flight in front of a large crowd in France 1908. Most people refused to believe that their early flights had been succeed.
Okay, let's see. So the Wright brothers made the first power flight in 1903. That is perfect. That is an action finished and completed, and we have the time, that is 1903. But only 4 men and a boy saw their plane fly. When? In 1903. This second sentence is related to the first one. So they
Okay.
share the same time, okay? They share the same moment. So they saw their plane fly. Until we were right, very well done. You picked the past simple, that is correct, because you're setting a point in the time, and you remember that when we pick a point in the time, it must be in past simple. However, fly is an irregular verb, so the correct form is flew. Flew in front of a large crowd in France, 1908. Okay.
Okay.
This is a suggestion, or not a suggestion, but for you to learn another way to name these years, you can say 1903. That is another way in which we refer to these years, 1980, sorry, 1900 or 1903. Okay, that is another way to refer to these years. And then most people refuse to believe that their earlier flight had been succeeded. I would say had succeeded. Okay, past perfect, that's correct. And it isn't passive voice, so we don't use the verb to be. So it had succeeded.
Okay.
Well done, because you realized about the tenses in the two last blanks. That is to set first to set the time, we need the past simple, and then to refer to an action that took place before that time, we use the past perfect. Thank you. And what about Henry VIII? Silvana, can you try it? Or Lucas?
Okay.
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Okay, Silvana, let's see.
Okay, Henry VIII became King of England in 1509. His father, Henry the Seventh, had founded the Tudor dynasty before little Henry was born.
Sorry. Okay.
At present time, Henry the Eighth is remembered by having 6 wives. Yes, he got married 6 times. In fact, by the time he married to Catherine Parr, he had 5 wives.
Hey, let's see. Became perfect. It is past simple because we have the time in 1509. That is an action completed and finished in the past. Then you use had founded. That is perfect because it is referring to an action that took place before another action. That is to found took place before Henry was born. So it is correct to use the past perfect. Had founded. Then you use he got married 6 times. Yes, again, it is a finished and completed action in the past. And then he had, okay? He had. Past, past perfect. Remember that when you have by the time, then you have a past simple, he married, that is a past simple to Catherine Parr, and then you have past perfect, okay, had. So by the time he married to Catherine Parr, that is the point in the past, and before that, the other action took place. He had.
Okay.
He had 5 wives. Okay, well done. This is just to revise the topics. And now I want you to complete this part, that is a multiple choice, okay? You have to pick one of these options to complete the blanks. Were you expecting James and Paul to stay for dinner? No, but I had prepared a lot of food, so it didn't matter. Now, Lucas, let's go to exercise 2 or sentence 2. Tony has been singing for years, hasn't he?
Yes. He was making his first record when he was 16. No, sorry. He made.
Okay, he made his first record. Yes, 16. We have a time in the past, that is when he was 15. It is a completed and finished action in the past. Thank you. Let's go to number 3. Daniela. There was okay.
There was sorry, because I have the Lucas face in over the sorry.
Oh, can I now? Is it better?
Yes, thank you. There was a power cut last night. I know. I was doing some paperwork when the lights went out.
Okay, well done. Yes, it is an action that was in progress, interrupted by another action. Perfect. What about number 4, Carla? Did you see Paul Simon in concert?
No, I was hoping to get ticket, but they uh, were selling out. No, had sold out.
Yes, had sold out. Yes, because the action of having is sold out. Sorry, having of selling down took place before the other one. By the time I was hoping to get the tickets, they had sold out. Okay, well done. An action before another action in the past. 5. The restaurant was packed last night, Silvana.
Yes, luckily I had booked a table in advance.
Yes, perfect. Again, an action that took place before another action in the past. Don't know if who are connected. Only you four people.
Yes, only for
Okay,
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
maybe the others overslept today. Okay, let's continue. Did you watch the film yesterday? Let's see, Lucas.
No, it was finishing by the time we got home.
Maybe it had finished by the time we got home. Yes. If you pick
Because
was
it
finishing, then by the time that linker is not correct. There you should
oh,
have a when or a while, okay? No, a when. A while is not it's not possible. It was finishing when we got home. In that case, it is possible because the idea is that an action is interrupting another. Since you have by the time, there you can't use past continuous. What I would
okay.
choose is had finished. Because remember, by the time we got home, that is the point in the past. Before
Oh,
that time, this other action took place. It had finished.
okay, I
Okay,
understand.
well done. Let's go to the next one. Daniela, please. Did you stay up late last night?
All day, so I went. No, I had been working all day, so I went to bed early.
Okay, fantastic. There you use the past perfect continuous to express the idea that an action was in progress and had a result in the past. That is, I was tired, so I went to bed early. That is the idea in that sentence. I had been working. Perfect. Number 8, Carla. Did you enjoy your holiday?
Um, yes, we spent most of our time on the beach.
Great, we spent. Yes, it is an action finished and completed in the past. Fantastic. 9, Silvana. Kim looked tired this morning.
I know she had been studying all night long.
Yes, excellent. Again, there we have a past perfect continuous to convey the meaning of an action that was in progress and had a result in the past. And number 10, Lucas, let's finish it. So what happened?
We walked through the woods when we heard a gunshot. A gunshot.
An action in progress
We were
interrupted by another. So we
we were
were,
walking.
yes, we were walking. Okay, let's continue. So here it is, grammar focus. This is related, this topic is for today's class. So please, let's go to the book. It is page 42. Yes, 42. Here we have articles, definite, indefinite, and zero article. So it is page 42, yes? Here we
Yes.
have some uses of the articles. I want you to choose the correct option for each rule. Look at number 1. We use a or a and the or zero article when there is only one of something in existence. What do we use there? A and the or nothing? When there is only one of something in existence.
Ah,
Or
A
an.
and
Run.
no, it is the. Think about the examples like this: the sun, the moon, okay, the earth, okay. In these cases, there is only one of existence, so there we can use the, or we must use the sun, the moon again, okay. There is only one of existence.
okay, now I understand.
Then, for example, with internet, we also use the internet, okay? Then number 2. So you underline the, yes, in number 1. We use a and the or zero article when there is only one of something in this context. There we also
Ah,
use the. No, the. There is only one of something in this context. For example, you're staying there at the dorms and you say in the kitchen there are some orange juice, for example, in the kitchen, because in that context there is only one kitchen and you know to what kitchen you are referring to. In the kitchen or in the bathroom, in for example at your house, okay, in the, because there is one of existence, okay, in that context. Or in the living room, that always happens when we're describing parts of the house in the, or for example, the bed is between the wardrobe and the desk. We know to what bed we are referring to. Maybe there is only one in context and it is not necessary um, to explain, to give explanations. Yes, so in that case we use the again. Then in number 3, we use a and the or zero article to talk about plural countable nouns in general. Plural
zero.
countable nouns, zero. There we use zero, yes. For example, oak trees are very big. Or
People.
people, yes, go on holiday to the beach. Cats are pets, okay? Then you have 4. We use a and the zero article to refer back to nouns mentioned before.
Then.
The. Yes, here we are making reference to a previously mentioned noun, okay? That is, for example, I was walking along the street and I saw a young girl playing outside her house. The girl was playing with her neighbors, okay? We have already mentioned girl, so in the second time when we refer back to it, we use the, because there's a reference, okay? There, to repeat it, we use the. Okay, and here we have some more. In fact, there are a lot, but since the book introduced you to this, I just refer to work with these rules. But there are a lot of rules, and I also believe that there are more rules that refer to the fact to when we don't use them, than when we use. But we're going to learn them with practice. And in many cases, you already know because it is innate in you the idea when to use one of these articles. Let's look at number 5. This is a very easy one. We use a, and, the, or zero article with superlative forms.
The.
Okay. The biggest house in my town is in. Oh, the most important aspect of this class is the article. Okay. The. We use a and the or zero with many common expressions such as home or school. If you pay attention when I speak, it must be easy.
Zero.
Zero, yes.
Zero.
With home, we never use an article. Yes. At home, at school, at work. With sport, it is also useful. We play tennis, we play basketball. Okay. So with countries, okay, Argentina, Bolivia, okay, New Zealand. But for example, I want to refer to countries because when we refer to a group of states that make a country, for example, the United States, there we use the, or the United Kingdom, okay, the Netherlands. In these cases, we use the because we're referring to a group of states that make up a country. And 7, we use a and the or zero article with singular countable nouns when mentioned for the first time or when it is not important which one.
A.
A or an, yes, a or an, okay? Singular countable nouns, okay, when they are mentioned for the first time. You need a carrot, you need an apple, okay, to make this a pie, for example. And then you use a and the or zero with uncountable and abstract nouns.
Zero.
Zero article, okay? For example, happiness is to be with your family. Or, okay, something like that. So let's put this into practice. Match rules from 1 to 8 from activity 1 to extracts 1 to 8 to H from the text on page 40 to 41. So here we have some examples. These examples must be linked with the previous rules. Okay? Con las reglas anteriores vamos a ir uniendo. Sorry, I don't know why I'm using Spanish. We're going to use this example with the previous rules. So let's see. Let's look at the rules, okay? Rule 1. We use they when there is only one of something in existence. Can you tell me which of these sentences could be an example to this rule?
Number 7.
Number 7. No, you have to tell me the, you have to tell me the number. Sorry, I just read the rule, okay? It is rule 1. Now you tell me which of these sentences is an example to this rule. That is, you have to tell me a letter.
E.
Rule 1. What, sorry?
G.
G. I can hear trees snapping. No.
There is no one.
No, you're not getting me. No me están entendiendo, chicos. I just read the first rule. We use the when there is only one of something in existence, okay? Now, I want you to pick one of these examples for this rule.
But there is no example.
Yes, here are the examples. These are examples.
Yes, but there is no one Okay, the B, back in the
Yes,
real world.
in the real world, because there is only one in existence, okay, in
But
the real world.
we don't have that example in the book. I
Yes.
was
No,
using the book.
I don't have that.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Maybe it is, well, again, it is a version of the books. Okay.
that
Okay.
was, I told you that we don't have the first example,
Oh, yes. I totally understand. Okay,
but
don't worry.
in the screen, let's use the screen.
Yes, let's try to use the screen. But again, so you don't have these rules then.
The rules, yes,
Yeah.
You
but
have
the
the rules.
example, but the
You don't
examples
have examples.
are
We have
different.
less examples.
Are different. Okay, now I see. When
No,
I
less. Less than you.
many, okay, yes, okay, yes, I know. There are, I think there are, here we have 8 examples and there you have only 6. Because you
Yes.
also have 6 rules, maybe?
We have 8 rules and 6 examples.
Yes,
And
yes. You
different.
have all these rules that I am showing here,
Yes.
and you have 6 examples. Okay, well, let's try to do it. Let's work with the screen, but
Okay.
now tell me, do you have these rules in this order?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so it is perfect. Let's go to the next example, to the next rule. It says, we use the when there is only one of some, yes, when there is one of something in this context. When there is one of something in this context.
Number C? No. Yes.
No, that is a superlative form.
Okay.
D.
The
We use
E.
the. That is what
Uh,
the we
the,
use the.
The
Sorry,
example
Lucas?
is E, and the
Yes,
roof
the roof.
began to come off.
Yes, began to come off. Okay, the roof, because the idea is that this person knows to which roof it is referring to. Okay. And then we have rule number 3. We use zero article to talk about plural countable nouns in general.
D.
Yes, I could hear Chris snapping. Okay, well done, snapping. What about the next one? We use that to refer back to nouns mentioned before or where the meaning is clear from the context.
C.
See?
Is
I
that
don't think so.
Hmm.
To refer to nouns mentioned before. Okay, to refer to nouns. I don't know which D. Sorry, Lucas. The one that I have here or the one that you have in your book.
No, we are talking about the examples in the screen.
Okay, that's better. We're referring to nouns that we mentioned.
G.
G. I clear the snow out of my mouth. Okay, I clear the snow out of my mouth. Okay, look, because G is connected with F. The whole extract says, my mouth was packed with snow and the pressure was enormous. I cleared the snow out of my mouth. That is why here we use the, because the snow is referring to the snow that I mentioned in the previous sentence, okay? Let's go to the next one. We use the with superlative forms.
Sí.
The most terrifying thing.
Yeah, being afraid of dying was the most terrifying thing. Great. And what about the next one? We use zero article with many common expressions such as home or school.
F.
No.
H.
H. I was playing golf, okay, with friends from work. Okay, with common expressions, with sport, I told you, and then with work. Well done. And what about 7? We use our and with singular countable nouns when mentioned for the first time or when it is not important which one.
A.
A. Yes, stair rail, okay? Stair rail and found myself. And the last one, we use zero article with uncountable and abstract nouns.
G.
Sorry?
No.
G? Yes, G. No, no,
Okay.
no.
No,
No.
because
F.
it said D.
F.
F. Yes, yes, F. My mouth was
Yes, the
packed
F.
with snow, okay? Snow is an uncountable noun, okay?
Yes.
So there we have. And pay attention to this language tip that we normally use possessives and not articles for parts of the body. I don't say the face, but my face, okay? That's correct. Or my body, my hands were shaking. My head was my was aching, okay? So let's try to complete this story, okay? A pilot story with an, the, or zero article. I don't know if you have as many blanks as I do here, but try to
15.
complete.
Yes.
How many do you have? 15?
15.
15.
Yes.
Oh, great, great, great. So let's see. As pilots, we have to get used to
Storms.
storms. Yes, storms without, okay, without the, because it is a plural noun and we're referring to it in general terms, okay, not specifically. Storms. And
No art.
severe weather, okay? And severe weather, because severe weather is an abstract noun, okay? With abstract noun, we don't use article. And we are obviously prepared for
Emergencies.
emergencies. Yes, emergency. It is a plural noun in general. However, sometimes they can take you by
A surprise.
A.
surprise.
Surprise.
No article. Surprise, it is abstract. By surprise. A year ago, I was flying to, this is easy,
De.
the
The.
United States, yes. And we were over,
The
Can you
Atlantic.
repeat
The.
number 5, please?
sorry,
Can you repeat number 5, please?
the United States.
The.
The United States. And we were over the
The.
Atlantic Ocean, okay? With seas and ocean, we use the Atlantic Ocean. When a ball of light struck
De.
the aircrafts I was flying, okay? Within seconds,
A.
yes, a bright blue ball of light with
E.
a yellow tail, correct? Filled
De.
the windscreen, okay? Remember that when there is one in context, we use the windscreen, and there was A loud bang. My colleague said it felt as if
The
in general, it's a
The
singular.
nothing.
No, a cat.
a cat.
As if a cat had brushed against his leg and the lining struck. Okay.
Why
As,
the?
because it is only one in context. And the lining struck. My colleague said it felt as if a cat had brushed against his leg and the lining struck. As the lining struck. And it is because I've already mentioned this idea of a light. A ball of light, here it is mentioned again as lining, as the lining struck. Fortunately, after a lot of violent shaking,
The things.
it is plural in general terms. Things, zero article. Things soon return to
Normal.
normal. To normal.
Normal.
There it is an abstract now normal.
Okay.
Okay.
Teacher, can
Yes.
you repeat me the rules number 2? What is the correct form?
In the blank to severe weather or the
No,
rule?
in the another previous exercise in the rules in number 2, what is the correct one?
It is when there is we use the when there is only one of something in this context, okay?
Okay, in the rule is 1 is the, 2 is the, 3 is blank, 4 is the, 5 is the, 6 blank, 7 a, 8 blank.
Yes,
Is correct?
perfect. That's correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. And here we have some more practice related to this, but I'm going to send this at homework because I want to go on with the book, yes? And Mr. Rosario is waiting. So now I'm going to explain the negative prefixes. Some time ago when I referred to the suffixes, I remember that Daniela asked me about the prefixes that are particles of speech that are added to the beginning of a word. In many cases, they refer to or they make a word negative. Look, in this case, we're referring to them. In each of these sentences, underline the prefix which makes a word negative. Look, the first expedition was unsuccessful. Which is the prefix here?
An.
Yes. Underline it, please. The Antarctic is the most incredible place I have been to.
In.
Okay. The group on the expedition felt discouraged at times.
This.
It is impossible to think of living in such freezing conditions.
Him.
They misunderstood our instructions and went the wrong way. Miss. And some people thought it was irresponsible to go on such icy conditions.
Ear.
Great. And here we have the rules. The prefixes below are used to express opposite meaning. We can have the for the frost or decomposed. Then we have this dishonest, and dislike. Then we have indirect, and independent. But then we have before. L, we add I, IL, logical, illogical. Before MP, we add I am, im, moral, immoral, practical, impractical. Before are, we add IR, responsible, irresponsible, but with reliable and reasonable, we use unreliable, unreasonable. Then you pay attention to the first one that I said. When in the first case, it is logical, okay? I said that when the word begins with L, we use IL, logical, illogical. But we have likely, and with likely, we don't say unlikely, we say unlikely, okay? That is an exception to this rule. And then we have non-smoker, non-stop, and then acceptable, unacceptable, employed, unemployed. Let me tell you this. These rules are, there is no exact rules to describe to which or which prefix a word needs. That's why what I always do is to think about the possible roots for a word, okay? The different possibilities to add a word. And then you have these rules, for example, the one that says that before L, we add il, before MP, we add im, before R, we add ir. But there is not rule at all because there are a lot of exceptions. So by reading, you're going to get many of these prefixes, okay? I just wanted to show you some description of the topic. Now, I want you to add a negative prefix to the underlined word in sentence 1 to 6. Do you have these sentences in your book?
Yes.
Okay. Please try to add a negative prefix to the underlined words.
What is
Disadvantage.
Sorry? Disadvantage. Okay. Disadvantage. Well done.
Unread.
Unread.
Unread. Okay. Unread. In this case, it is past. Unread. But it
Unlikely.
is not.
Unlikely.
Sorry, it is not an. It is not an. It is misread. Okay. Misread. Again, here you see another exception to the rule that says when a word starts with R, we add IR to the beginning. If we follow that rule, I would say e-read, but it is not correct. The correct one is miss in here, misread. Likely.
Okay.
Unlikely.
Unlikely.
Likely. Okay. Patient.
Impatient.
Impatient. Impatient. Okay. Impatient. Remember that when it starts with P, I am, okay? Regular,
Irregular.
irregular, great. Capable,
I'm capable.
Incapable.
incapable, okay?
Uh,
Incapable. So now, here we have, try to complete this text with the words here on the right in their appropriate form. Okay, so you have to adapt these words to the space. Take some minutes to
okay.
do it. Okay. Listen, people. Here there is a source that it's going to be really useful for you when doing these activities. So you need to learn the different forms or the different shapes of the words, and we call that in English family words. Okay. So what I used to do and what I do sometimes when I have doubts related to what form the word must be adapted to is that to Google the word that I want. In this case, I Googled sense and I wrote sense family words, okay? Sense family words. And then I found this source that is the Longman Dictionary. Here you have Longman Dictionary and you go there and there you're going to have a list of the shapes or of the forms of the words. Here we have, look, sense, the opposite, that is the prefix that we use with sense is non, nonsense. Then we have sensibility as another noun. Insensibility if the opposite. Then I have sensitivity, insensitivity. Senselessly, sensitization, sensor, sensible, insensible, senseless, sensitive, insensitive, sensory. A lot of words that are from the very same roots, sense. Okay, the roots, la raíz is sense. And based on that root, we have different words that can be adapted in this exercise. Okay. In this case, what did you write for sense?
Insensible.
Insensible, clothes, okay? Because here you need an adjective.
Sensible.
Let's check it. So Death Valley. Here we have heat, and the adjective of heat is hot, okay? We need a superlative form. So the hottest place in North America got its name when a very
Unlucky.
unlucky or lucky. Okay.
Unlucky.
We will see. When a very unlucky group of miners crossed it on their way to California in 1849. They had no idea that temperatures could get above 120 degrees Fahrenheit and nearly
we don't have that.
That gap in the
okay, and nearly died there as a result.
Died there, yes.
Yeah, this is why they gave it the name that it still has today. Despite its name, more than 1.3 million visitors, right, still go there every year. It is likely, however, that many of them have absolutely no idea how dangerous. There we need an adjective. How dangerous being in such a hot, dry climate can be. Also,
unexperienced.
Unexperienced. I think that is correct because I did it yesterday. Yes, unexperienced. Walkers often do not drink nearly enough water or were
sensible.
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 It is sensitive.
Sensitive?
Yes, because there is, it is a false friend. You have sensible, that in Spanish is sensato, and sensitive, that in Spanish is sensible. Okay? They are two tricky words. In this case, sensible. Sensible is correct. In positive form, sensible. Sorry, sensitive. Heat stroke often occurs when the body is unable to control its temperature.
Warning.
Yes, warning, okay? Remember, with double N, warning signs of these are high body temperatures, red dry skin, and very bad headaches, and freezing, dizzy, and feeling dizzy. All this is also often accompanied by Sickness.
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 If heat stroke is
We haven't
We don't have a
okay. If heat stroke is suspected,
perspective.
it is necessary to get the person out of the sun at once and get urgent medical
Assistance.
Assistant.
assistance. Otherwise, they have only 20% chance of surviving. Well done. Okay, and that's it. Listen. Here we have this slide. It is for homework, so I'm going to make screen and send you to the chat for you to do. It is related to the articles. That is the topic we learned in this class. And this is the end of unit 4. So I want you to do an effort and try to finish the review for next class, okay? Try to finish the review. That is on page 45 from the book. There you have a review. They are only 4 exercises, no more than that. And remember that this week you don't have a paper because we're going to send papers between 1 week in between. So next Friday I'm going to send a paper with practice for these topics. Remember that the topic for today is, and you have to send it until today. So try to do an effort and complete it, okay? Now, take some minutes until Miss Rosario starts her class, okay? So, goodbye, people. See you next Friday, okay?
See you.
Okay.
Have a nice
Goodbye,
weekend.
Jesus.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Hello and bye, Javier.
Hello and bye, teacher.
Yes, see you then.